Platoon, hands down. Good day to you, comrades.
Good day, Comrade Colonel.
At ease. Today you will learn to identify what we call fixed points. That means where you are. You'll also learn how to work out a target's coordinates. You need that to fine-tune artillery fire.
I still can't decide which season I like best. At any particular time, I tend to prefer any other season than the current one. I think, though, that winter is better than summer, after all. Now that I see knee-deep snowdrifts and snowbound trees all around me, I just don't feel the cold, and I'm happy. Maybe it's because I grew up in Kamchatka, where it's colder than here.
Now, what do you think you need to do to determine the coordinates of that target? The answer is that you should do what you did before, but this time you don't have to reassess the reverse operational angles. You've already pinpointed your own position, so all you need to do now is to work with a compass. You can spread out if you're more comfortable that way.
Just about right. Yes.
Change it a bit?
No, it's fine.
180?
What does it add up to?
As you can see, the weather is just fine right now. The air's bracing. They're translating the theory that they learned in the classroom into practical work in the field. That way, they equip themselves with the skills they'll find useful when they take up command posts. They may be assigned either to a platoon, a company, or a battalion. We don't know where we are. It's not clear whether we're on the right or the left or to the east or the west. That's why you need to figure out the reverse directional arc. Use the tips I gave you earlier.
According to the formula?
What's the total if we take 180 degrees and add 83?
163.
83.
263. 63.
263 degrees.
We learn to read maps and calculate coordinates. I wouldn't think much of a platoon commander or any army officer without those skills.
It's not my map. Great.
2.8.
What's that, Anya? It's so big.
I'll mark you out in the meantime.
No, I will do it myself.
Have you got it?
Yes.
Do they look like fixed points? So we're here, aren't we? They certainly do look alike. Next, what we're going to do is to determine target coordinates. Fall in now to begin with. So, we have to determine the coordinates of a given prospective target. If you don't waste time providing the gun crews with coordinates, that target can much more easily either be destroyed or suppressed, depending on the objective.
I love topography lessons. I may have skipped quite a few, but I remember and understand nearly all that I've heard from the teacher in the classroom. The only problem with me, actually, I don't really see it as a problem anymore, is that I just don't know my left from my right. I mean, if I want to find out, I move the hand I use for writing like this. The north has deflected by 185. Is this the magnetic bearing? 183.
I know what the compass is all about. What's this thing with the hand swinging back and forth, said some of the girls when they saw it. Some compasses are used to find your bearings, others are for military men.
0.025.
Should we be aiming for that black pole?
Which one?
That one.
For God's sake, tell me where it is.
Can you see the red flag?
Yeah, there's a red flag at the
Wait a
top.
little. I'll tell you all that in a second. My hands are trembling.
I'm crying.
0.25.
0.4.
Okay, we'll settle for 0.4.
I locate the points in no time, because that's what I've been doing since the 5th form. It's a pity, though, that the maps were made in 95 or even 75, for all I know. They're no good for me.
We've also got 2 and 7.
2 and 7.
Why?
No, it's 2.7 over there. Here it's 1.5.
Are we supposed to do it?
What do we do now? Do we multiply 0.4 by...
Let's divide 1.5 by 0.4 and multiply by 1,000.
Right, divide 1.5 by 0.4 and multiply by 1,000.
How do we do that? The height is 1.5 and the distance is 0.004.
0.4 equals 4 thousandths in this case.
Just 4 thousandths.
Yes.
So divide the height by 4 and multiply by 1,000. They demonstrate a good deal of confidence in the exercises. They understand what they're doing. The girls are more diligent than the male cadets. It's clear that their habit of doing things just so comes from their school days. They show diligence in everything I tell them to do. There's only one hitch, though. Of course, women aren't as strong as men. The girls do find it harder to cope with the tasks. But the good thing is, they never complain.
50, 60, 70, 700. Wait.
135 degrees.
Goodness, it's a real nightmare. Rub your ears.
I don't care about my ears. Everything else is cold.
What? How about your ears?
The whole lot, 135 plus 8 equals 143.
Did you measure the directional angle, Sonia?
What a nightmare. My brain!
Have you assessed the risks? I think that if I can do it, anybody can. If I'm cold, I think everybody is cold. I don't know what makes me think so simply. That's just the way my mind works. I was so cold, I couldn't hold my map, so I thought they must be cold too. I really trust the girls. At first I thought I'd copy them, but then I saw their frozen hands and offered to help. 23. It's a nightmare. That's the only word for it. Centimeters, 250, right?
What are you up to there? Let's lower the caps all at once.
You're the only one who hasn't.
Damn it, I'm useless. Why are you so quiet?
Again, it's 75. Thanks. I'm not sure, no guarantees. Here are the coordinates. 36, 250, 33, 23, 775.
When you begin mixing with the troops after finishing this school, topography may be one of the subjects. What if war breaks out? Then topography will come in handy.
The cap doesn't fit the head.
He only needs the figures, no maps.
Show it to me anyway. Okay, you might as well just ignore the map.
Comrade Colonel, could we call it a day now?
I can't even move my hands. Let's put our clothes here.
Let's play tag, I'm very cold.
My feet are freezing. Would you want to play tag wearing these things?
No, tag is not for me. I'd rather play Frosty.
Why in hell should we play tag?
Shidrina.
Who is playing?
It's Shidrina.
Katya is taking her coat off.
Olga tagged me.
I tagged Katya. It was pretty cold, as cold as it could be. To put it plainly, we had to plunge into a mass of snow straight from the asphalt. We were not ready for that, because it had been snowing heavily just before we came. We tried to warm ourselves up as best as we could by running, hopping and playing tag. We always take our time to warm ourselves up like that.
Wait!
It's very cold.
Now, I'll give you a chance to get a bit warmer. Change your position yourselves. Change it by going over to that shelter. I won't go with you. Can you see it?
You mean that shelter over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the big one, the little one there. From there, you'll measure the magnetic azimuth in relation to that pole. Convert it into a directional angle and draw the line on your map.
We stood in the field determining our location and that of the target. We were just standing still, and you don't get adrenaline that way, so you just get cold. The coats retain heat until they themselves get frozen. And the only way to keep warm is to always be on the move.
Let's go to the shelter.
We'll finish it there. It's more comfortable there. Sure thing.
Let's run, shall we?
I don't want to run.
Come on. I'm stuck. Let's sit here.
Everything is flying away.
I don't care.
This is our fixed point now.
Please stand aside, girls. I can see the little poles.
Katya, look here.
135, that's the second.
135 plus 8 makes 143. Shall we measure out 143 then? But where do we start the measuring?
From the new fixed point.
Is that right? Complaining about our instructors would be a sin. Even if we show up only for a couple of lessons, they come over. The guys trail behind. That's a daily routine. 15, 110, 150, 115 plus 255 makes 300?
Second platoon, stop working with the maps now. And line up. Get ready to go to the warm-up place.
Let's go.
Put the finishing touches to the charts when you get there. Make them look good. Make sure they have exact coordinates. Hand them over to the group commander. And I'll get them from her before lunch.
Attention, platoon.
At ease. Dismissed.
At ease.
Some of the instructors treat the girls of our platoon better than the others. When we're doing an assignment in the freezing cold, they allow some of the girls to go away. All the others stay put and complete the assignment. They've never let anyone down. They feel they have to finish the assignment, not to let the dropout down. How do I draw a tank, like one ready to fight?
It's like a troop carrier without the stick.
This is how we're going to draw it? No, just little things?
I just marked out the points.
Target 1, target 2, or the other way around. Oh, there's no difference.
Nice.
Hang on, give me your chart.
Do you think the coordinates will tally?
No, that's not the one. Look, I have this point here, and you've got it here.
Yeah, I know it's near miss, but on the bright side, I've hit the bullseye here at least. We did say he wasn't going to pick on us. He'd simply tried to figure out whether we know how to do it at all. He knows we still can't do it properly.
We needed to be more accurate with the coordinates. But you know, when you're out there with your hands freezing and you're holding that ruler, the only thing you want to do is to write something down as fast as possible and then go where it's warm. That's where you can be comfortable enough to do a better job. At that time, we had to go over the coordinates to make sure that we've got them right, then put the map in order. You know, rub something out or use a pen to make it look nice.
So this is what we have. 15, 155 plus 250, 300 and 405.
Listen, I think this is where we are. Oh gosh, look here. 1 centimeter equals 250 meters. That's what we put down, 250.
Wait, I'll get it right now.
330, 425.
Hold it.
I can do my arithmetic and recall things useful, but the girls don't pay any attention. I don't think they think much of my abilities. And that rubs me the wrong way.
300, 400, 25, 425.
Didn't I tell you that?
Let's change it then, shall we?
425.
Yeah, I'm not the best mathematician in the world, you know. I never was as good at that as I was at other subjects. 325. Right, awesome.
300 what?
25.
Are you saying it isn't 365?
Is it? Everything's okay, if Shidrina says it is. Sometimes I change my mind. I don't think digging my heels in is always the right thing to do. Some things require a very flexible approach. You need to listen to other people's opinions sometimes. And you really shouldn't think that your ideas are always right.
Anya, did you ever wander in the night looking for those points when you were in freshman class?
No, we were being trained in communications when he buried the receiver and loaded us up with detecting gadgets. Several groups looked for that thing.
I was on the trail with you, if I remember right.
No, you were with your group when you found it. Dasha, Saiko, and I were in the raspberry field by the swamp, and we were munching on berries, and then I hear shouts, and I go, "Oh, they found the receiver! It's time for us to get out of here!" And I say, "Who's looking for it?"
Would you hand in mine as well? I'm not sure I'll be there.
Will you hand in mine too, Katya? I'm not coming either. I must be going now.
Girls, you're crazy. I'll show you the fixed points.
Oh yeah, you sure will.
I'll be the only one to get a good grade.
Anya, tell us, what we're supposed to account for? Is it communications or topography?
Physical training.
No, don't say that horrible word.
At least no jumping over the gym horse.
I'd rather jump than run a mile.
Yesterday I looked at the questions on special training, about 80 or 90 of them.
TAPS, that's the only word for it.
We're studying so much, why not take out a clean sheet of paper and write out a report saying you want to quit? No more special training.
No, that wouldn't do.
There's a joke here that the officers play on the cadets, and basically what happens if the cadets say that they have a problem, the officer will say, "You have problems? We'll just take out a sheet of paper and write a report saying you want to quit. No problems anymore." And it's a popular joke with us, too.
I'm in for an exam just before I go on holiday.
Either you go on holiday or go home. That's it.
Yeah, that's the last exam.
I joined this school in 2008. I studied in the first platoon of the 4th company. 3 years later, I decided to quit. Everybody around me wanted to talk me out of it, even my mother and the girls. But I wouldn't listen to anybody. Later, I realized I'd made a mistake. I was now sure I must study at this paratrooper school, because there were 5 times as many applicants as the school could handle. I passed all the exams and was admitted. I understood later I just couldn't do without this paratrooper school. I just had a dream. I'm lying in bed at home. It's about time for me to get up, but nobody's come to wake me up. At last, somebody does. "Get up, girls, get ready for morning exercises." How come, I say to myself, I'm at home. All of a sudden, the girls come in to wake me. I open my eyes and tears well up. Goodness, I'm not at home at all. I called my mother today and said to her, "You know, Mom, I've been dreaming about home. I'm still in bed, but nobody comes to wake me up." I sat up, lingered a while, and said this to myself: there's only a month to go until vacation. I'll wait patiently. Thanks for everything. The topography lesson was fine.
Hand it in, will you, Katya? Dasha, dump it on Olga's bed. We had prepared our annual reports on management theory by the end of November. We'd spent all the time we had on it because it's a major subject. But only a week later, we had to start preparing reports on paratrooper training. They took us much less time, but we're trying to work as fast as we could.
Basically, I sat through several nights preparing my report. By day, we attend lessons and do the tasks set by our commanders. You get tired of sitting in front of the computer all night. Your eyes turn red, but there's no escaping it. We have to work on the reports anyway. Come on, girls, let's go watch a movie.
Okay, I'm ready. Everybody else was ready ages ago. Is there a place for me?
Girls, let's go watch the movie about us. They're gonna turn it on soon. Come on, quicker.
I was going to bed to have a good sleep before the exam when the girls came into the room. "Katya, let's go watch the film," they said. I was sleepy after I left the room. At first I couldn't make out what was going on the screen. But when I popped up on it, that perked me up so much I could follow the story.
Fast forward a bit.
That's when the instructor went and said, "Stop, where's your leg? What's about your arms?"
I liked it very much, especially the first part. I don't know why, but I suspect it's because I crop up there more often. The whole film is breathtaking. That's what I call a good film. Death and destruction, everything is real. Assaults, seizures, shootouts. Yeah, I can't talk, just don't say anything.
Yes. Just look at the He-Man. He sure knows how to shoot. Wow.
The heat is on. It won't burn.
A real Counter-Strike. I'd also like to see him reloading one gun while shooting with the other. You get killed with one hand, then the other goes into action.
You scroll the wheel on the mouse and then a knife pops out. Forward! I think they shot a cameraman.
Anya, come and watch the film about us.
Okay, coming. It's not on disc?
We saw you telling a story in the film.
Don't. Oh my God.
Sit down here.
Play the start for Anya. I so want her to see it. Please play it for her. You know, my eyes were glued to the screen. I just went on and on watching the first part. Fancy that. War there is as real as it can be.
It looks even better because of the awesome music. It's in harmony with what's going on.
I didn't show up before they were well into the second part, because I'd been preparing for a lesson. I came when they were filming the obstacle course.
Cool, I like it.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I won't be able to do that.
Don't worry, don't be afraid. Get over it, get your leg over. Then your right leg. Come on.
Look, I'm even shouting at her, don't touch me. It's 5 minutes of disgrace with a pulled up leg. I knew it would turn out like that. I think everybody would dearly like to look like Superman on screen, but instead they see what they look like in real life.
Why am I crawling through that like that? Look at me.
Remember what the battalion captain liked saying? Stand where you are. Your leg has been turned off.
You had a hard time, but you did cope.
If Yavina had held on for another 5 seconds, I'd have kicked the bucket too.
Borisenko was in front of me. Did you expect me to put my head up? Sorry for my emotions. They should have just beeped it out. Yes, we did use swear words on camera. Of course that's bad, but it's how we are, and so I think it's a plus. Everybody will like it, and we hide nothing. We are who we are.
If I'd had to crawl another 10 meters, somebody would have had to carry me in their teeth after that. I really want them to finish the film. Much later I'll show it to my children and say, just watch it, learn from it, and follow its example.
I'd love to know what's going to happen next. I more or less know now that I'm going to follow the path. I know when we'll do field work and what we'll do here, and yet I want to find out what activities are going to be filmed. Other people are going to be interested too.
That's it?
I'm dying to see the first part, can I? Just a little bit.
Which is better, the first or the second part?